Okay, we're going to run through how to get MCP set up on your PC for the local version, Local Falcon's MCP. So if you're on Local Falcon's website, on the integrations page, under the Learn menu, integrations, you'll see the MCP icon here. Let's click documentation, which will take us over to the directions. Start by installing Node.js. That's nice and easy. Pause for a second and come back when it's done. Okay, now that that's done, let's move on to opening the command prompt. And we're going to start by making a directory using mkdir and then lf-mcp, right? So we're making a new directory, just like a folder in the file browser, and we're going to name that folder lf-mcp. And then we want to change to that directory, right? We want to go into that folder, so we're going to hit change directory, and we're going to type lf-mcp. And now we're in that folder. You can see the path updated here. And then we'll just copy and paste. Now we're going to install the Local Falcon MCP, and so I'll just paste this here. Oh, that should just be I. Never trust Control-C, always trust Control-V. Okay, so it's going to install the packages. Perfect. Okay, so that's added, and the next step is we're going to open up that file browser as well as this window, and we're going to scroll down a little bit. So the first step we're going to do here is open Claude, and if you go to File, Settings, Developer, and then Edit Config, that's going to bring you to this config file. And you just right click and edit, and then we're going to bring back this page. Bring back this page. Perfect. So here's that config file, and if you're on Mac OS, top version, Windows bottom version, we're going to copy and paste this into here, into the config file. And then for there's two areas we need to update. We need to update this, and then we need to update the API key, right? So we'll start here. And so we're going to go back to the file browser over here. And so if we go back, I'll start right at C. We're going to go users, your user, node modules, Local Falcon, MCP, dist, and then right click on index.js and hit copy path. And then go back to this config file here, and we're going to just replace this right here with that path. Make sure that there's only one set of quotes, and because we're on Windows, we have to add a second. So anywhere there's a backslash, you're going to want to add a second backslash. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to log into our Local Falcon account. Log in. And then in the menu, I don't know why I'm zoomed here. In the menu, we're going to go to Developers menu item and then API credentials. And you'll see your API key to copy and paste there. And so you just copy the API key. And then we are going to go back to that config file and see where it says insert your API key here. You're just going to paste that there. And perfect. So this is done now. We're just going to hit File, Save, and we can close the config, and we're going to close out of all of the windows and just open up your task manager. And to confirm that Claude is closed, you might see it here. See, you just right click and hit end task. We can close it out, and now we're gonna reopen Claude. And now you'll see this search and tools icon. If you click that, you'll see Local Falcon MCP, and you can turn on or off which endpoints you want. But now, if I say, what was my last Local Falcon scan, or tell it to run a scan, or anything else along those lines, Claude or your any client is going to basically identify that you need to use that MCP server and ask for access. And it identified that it needed to use the scan reports endpoint, so it's going to go use that. And it's brought in my most recent scan, and it's starting to tell me about it. Now, I'll start a new chat. There are a few different ways to use and gather the information it needs, and it can logically use those as it needs to. And that is either pulling information, or you could actually run a scan if you like. Yeah, and that's start to finish how to set up the Local Falcon local version of MCP.